The son of Uncle Lin downstairs was going to take the Gaokao, but he drank too much right before the exam and hurt his head. He had no choice but to skip the exam. Uncle Lin asked me to repeat senior year with his son. I turned him down, so he bought a floor-shaking device. He used it for 3 straight days during the Gaokao to keep me from sleeping. I moved to a hotel. He booked the room right below mine and kept shaking the floor. But there are over a dozen people on my floor who are mentally ill patients here for treatment. Besides, I already got a guaranteed admission offer. I don't even need to take the Gaokao at all. This was the 5th time Uncle Lin came to pester me. Tell me yes or no. Uncle, how can I retake the exam with Lin Xuan for another year? My head isn't broken, is it? Why not? You two are such good friends. And you live upstairs and downstairs from each other. What's wrong with accompanying him for a year? Why are you so heartless? Good friends. That kid Lin Xuan always makes me take the blame for his mistakes. He copies my homework every now and then, and steals my pocket money all the time. The reason I intentionally score lower than him is that every time I get a higher score than him, he disturbs my study every single day. He secretly shoves oily meat pies into my textbooks, and even reports me for cheating anonymously. But luckily, bad people get what they deserve. This guy just got a girlfriend right before the exam, drank half a bottle of beer, and insisted on doing a backflip. He ended up hitting his head and couldn't get out of bed. His girlfriend he hadn't even held hands with dumped him, and he missed the Gaokao too. Then his dad, old Lin, suddenly came to me and asked me to repeat the year with his son. Uncle, if you keep disturbing my review, I'm calling the police. I slammed the door right after I said that. Uncle Lin banged on the door twice hard from outside. Hey. Fine, you want to be ungrateful, kid. Don't blame me for being unkind back. That night, I was just about to go to sleep when I suddenly felt like there was an earthquake. I was just about to run out, but something felt off. Earthquakes don't shake this regularly. It was the floor-shaking device. Uncle Lin is really this vicious, huh? Tomorrow's the Gaokao, and he's shaking the floor today. That's such a dirty, unethical move to mess with someone's future. Fine, you want to play this game? Then I'll play with you properly. Anyway, I already got my guaranteed admission spot secretly. Taking the Gaokao is just for me to have no regrets. I packed my luggage right away and went to the fancy hotel run by my aunt across the street. But unexpectedly, the next morning, the security camera at my door sent an alert. I opened the app to check. Uncle Lin was holding an electric drill and nailed my front door shut. Take the exam, my foot. I decided to make him as mad as possible. So I turned on the 2-way audio on the camera. Hey, Uncle, I'm already on my way to the exam. Bye-bye. What? He was so mad he started slamming the door like crazy. But of course, there was no answer from inside. By that time, I was already outside the exam site. Uncle Lin suddenly showed up. Cho Yiran, your house is on fire. He grabbed my hand and tried to drag me away. I shook him off hard. Second uncle, I can't go work to earn money for your son's wedding. I have to take the Gaokao. I need to go to college. As soon as this bombshell dropped, countless parents turned to look at us. They started whispering to each other. What the hell are you talking about? I said your house is on fire. Hurry back with me. Second uncle, I don't have a home anymore. Thank you for taking me in for half a month. I'm never going back to your house ever again. A few parents around couldn't stand it anymore and immediately surrounded the two of us. The Gaokao changes this kid's whole life. Who do you think you are to stop him? You took him in for half a month and want to suck him dry. Are you a mosquito reincarnated or something? A few volunteers also walked over and told Uncle Lin to stop disturbing the order. This kid pushed me. I have a bad heart. Call the police. Don't let him run away. No need to call the on-duty police. They showed up in less than 20 seconds. Uncle Lin pointed at me trembling. Arrest. Arrest him. Lock him up. But all the parents around saw exactly what happened, and they all spoke up to testify for me. Then the police helped Uncle Lin into the ambulance. I'm not going to the hospital. I won't go. If I go, that kid has to come with me. But nobody paid him any attention. Everyone comforted me one after another, telling me not to get affected and do well on the exam. Although I felt a little guilty for lying, I was really touched. The first day of the exam went really smoothly. I performed just as usual. When I got back to the hotel, Old Man Lin had just walked out of the police station, and he spotted me. Nice going, kid. You even dare stay at a hotel. You're messing with me, huh? Just wait. I wondered what he was going to make me wait for. That night when I was reviewing my lessons, someone knocked on the door. I looked through the peephole, saw someone wearing a hat, dressed in a cleaner's uniform. "We're here to unclog the drain. Dirty water's already leaking up on the floor below." So I opened the door. The masked cleaner stared at me with wide eyes, then turned around and left right away. That left me totally confused. When it was time to go to bed, that floor shaking noise started up again. That's when I realized what was going on. No wonder that cleaner looked so familiar. It was Old Man Lin the whole time. I called my eldest aunt. She got furious right after I told her. Where did that old bastard come from? I'm away on business for one day and he pulls this crap? Don't you worry. I'll have my staff call the police right now. Wait a sec. There are a few patients staying on your floor, right? They come to the 3rd hospital here for rehab. What kind of rehab are they doing? Mental illness, I think. What else would you go to the 3rd hospital for? The person leading them does charity work. I felt bad for them, they had nowhere to stay, so I let them stay here. Enough talk, I need to call the cops fast. If something goes wrong, I'll lose my business license for sure. After I hung up the phone, I could already hear noise coming from outside. Mom downstairs is hitting the wall. She's calling us home for dinner. Before he even finished talking, several sets of footsteps were already heading downstairs. I changed my clothes and snuck after them. It's not peak season right now. There aren't many guests at the hotel. College entrance exam takers all live close to their exam sites. None of them are staying at hotels. Old Man Lin is the only person staying on his floor. I peeked from the stairwell entrance. Several people in pajamas were knocking on every door. They finally knocked on Old Man Lin's door. What the hell are you knocking for? Don't any of you sleep? Old Man Lin just opened the door when several big guys tackled him to the ground. Mom, we're home for dinner. I want stir-fried pork intestines. Mom, I want milk. Old Man Lin was screaming nonstop, yelling for help over and over. There's no way I was going to help him, 'cause I was busy recording the whole thing. Soon the group leader from upstairs came down, sweating like crazy from panic. He had a really hard time pulling the patients off of Old Man Lin. Old Man Lin was lying on the ground, barely breathing. The leader saw the floor shaker in his room. Are you insane, old man? Why the hell are you using a floor shaker in a hotel? My patients are extremely sensitive to floor vibrations. They were almost fully recovered. You ruined all that progress with your stupid noise. Just wait. I'm definitely suing you. Whether I use the floor shaker is my own business. I paid for this hotel room. I can do whatever I want in here. Even if I set this room on fire. It's none of your business. When the patients heard that, Mom's gonna light a fire for barbecue, I want some too. They tackled him again right away. After a whole lot of chaos, the police arrived. After they figured out what had happened, they took Old Man Lin away right on the spot. Why are you arresting me? I didn't break any law. Arrest him instead. This kid hired a prostitute at the hotel. Go arrest him and investigate. The police checked the security footage and found no one had entered or left my room. They took my statement and added a defamation charge against Old Man Lin. They asked if I wanted to press charges. I waved them off and said I had the college entrance exam tomorrow. The police officers all wished me good luck on the exam. I slept through till morning. Old Man Lin probably hadn't been released yet. It was super quiet. After I finished the morning exam, I went to the usual student diner I eat at. Mid-meal, my stomach started churning like crazy. I looked up and saw the person serving food. To students was wearing a mask. But that vicious look in his eyes was so familiar. I quickly saved a sample of the food I was eating, then spent the whole noon squatting in the bathroom. Then I called every complaint hotline I could think of. By the time the afternoon exam started, I was already dizzy and disoriented. I lay on the desk, not wanting to move at all. The law enforcement officers inspecting the diner called 120 for me. The test confirmed I had food poisoning. The cop taking my statement is actually an old acquaintance. The same guy who's arrested Grandpa Lin twice. I asked if Grandpa Lin was the one who drugged me. Turns out the cop said the suspect had already fled, but it definitely wasn't Grandpa Lin, because Grandpa Lin was still locked up at the police station. The after-school care center had lousy management. Some outsider snuck in wearing a staff uniform, and nobody noticed a thing. My throat tightened up right away. What kind of asshole is messing with me this time? I laid in the hospital for 2 days. Before I finally felt better, the college entrance exam was already over too. I dragged myself home completely exhausted. I ran into Grandpa Lin on the stairs. Ha ha ha, hey Xiaozhou. You didn't get to take the exam, did you? That's such a shame. I didn't even glance at him. I pretended to be down and said, yeah, no idea which son of a bitch slipped me laxatives. That's next level evil. His whole family straight up cursed. Grandpa Lin's face twitched a little, then went back to normal. Told you you and Juan are fated. It's no big deal to retake senior year together. You two can keep each other company. How great is that? Your Xuan isn't even a girl. Why the hell would I want his company? Think whatever you want, I don't care. You never scored higher than Xuan on exams anyway. He can't take the college entrance exam. Why the hell should you get to... You'd just waste public resources even if you took it. If he's miserable, he has to drag someone down with him. Whatever, though. My acceptance letter is coming soon anyway. Hey, Xiaozhou, my Xuan needs someone to look after him this summer. You two are so close. Can you watch him during the day? I have a blind date tomorrow to find a new wife. If it works out, Lin Xuan will have a mom. You'll be happy for him too, right? Grandpa Lin, what laxative do you think I should feed Xuan? Croton seed, obviously. It's the hardest to detect. Grandpa Lin suddenly clapped a hand over his mouth. It's a deal, then. He turned around and ran. He didn't wait for me to finish, just unlocked his door and went inside. He wants me to babysit Xuan for him. Did a fly eat his damn brain? Did he grow a brain while taking a shit? That night, Grandpa Lin didn't use the floor shaker again. I also packed up all my luggage and canceled the lease on my rental apartment. Before dawn the next day, I got on the tour group bus for a fun-only vacation trip. Right after we got on the highway, Grandpa Lin kept calling, so I blocked him. Then he spammed me with messages on WeChat using Lin Xuan's account. Why aren't you at home? Didn't we agree yesterday you'd watch Xuan? I'm gonna be late for my blind date. Get here in 10 minutes, that's an order. Why aren't you replying? How dare you mess with me, you little shit. I'll turn on the floor shaker 24/7, you hear me? I muted him on WeChat. I posted a 9-grid selfie on my WeChat moments. Li Jiang, here I come. Lin Xuan left a comment right away. It was probably Grandpa Lin. You little brat. Don't you dare come back. I'll shake you to death when you do. I ignored him completely. I traveled with the group for over 2 weeks. Visited the snow mountains. Wandered around the ancient town. And went to Shangri-La. When I got back, I checked straight into my aunt's hotel. She got me a presidential suite. As compensation for the floor shaker harassment last time, I was so exhausted, I slept like a log for ages. The next day, I was woken up by faint arguing noises. I pulled open the curtains. Turned out the noise was from across the street. The apartment complex I used to rent in was all rowdy. I thought I saw Grandpa Lin's figure in the crowd. I love drama, so I got dressed fast and ran over to check it out. Don't play dumb with me. Where's that guy Joe? I don't know any guy surnamed Joe. I just fucking rented this place. Why the fuck are you turning on the floor shaker? Don't try to fool me. Joe lived here for years. There's no way you just rented it out of nowhere. Old man, you're just asking for a beating, aren't you? When the two of them were fighting like crazy, I hid behind the crowd. I disguised my voice and yelled, does the person using the floor shaker have no decency at all? You don't want to sleep, so you're gonna keep the whole building awake too. All the neighbors heard that, and immediately got furious together. Exactly. I was wondering why my bed was shaking in the middle of the night. So it's you, you old bastard, shaking the building. You scared my kid awake so many times. Genuine question. If you deliberately use a floor shaker to harass people, do your kids even get born with assholes? Uncle Lin was getting yelled at by everyone. He was so furious that his face and neck turned bright red. He was so choked up he couldn't say a single word. The landlord rushed over in a hurry. The burly guy who rented the apartment immediately demanded to check out and get his rent and deposit back. Once the landlord asked what had happened, he blew up with rage right away. How dare you mess with my property? Old Lin, you just wait. That same night, the burly guy moved out. The landlord bought a high-power subwoofer and set it right against the floor of his apartment, playing the Great Compassion mantra on loop all night. In the middle of the night, Uncle Lin, with huge dark circles under his eyes, was pounding loudly on the upstairs door. But the landlord owns tons of apartments. He doesn't even live here at all. Uncle Lin banged on the door for ages and no one answered, so he could only stay with his son and endure the whole night of love-filled baptism. The landlord has my WeChat. He told me Uncle Lin came to beg for a truce and promised he would never use the floor shaker again. He told me Uncle Lin came to beg for a truce and promised he would never use the floor shaker again. The landlord said this incident had a huge impact on him and his family. Not only did he eat one less bowl of rice last night, his 3-year-old kid also fell down while walking. And when his wife was comforting the kid, she even got into a fight with him, saying that apart from having lots of money and apartments, being handsome and tall, he's good for nothing else. All these things made the landlord's mood take a huge hit. So he found a roadside fortune teller for a reading. The fortune teller said it's all because his rental apartment had negative energy, and he has to play the Great Compassion mantra nonstop for a month to resolve it. When Uncle Lin heard that, he almost knelt down on the spot. He said he was a total scumbag and was willing to pay compensation. The landlord slammed a written agreement on the table. 5 minutes later, he got 20,000 yen in hand. I congratulated the landlord on his quick win over the phone for teaching an unleashed dog a lesson for the society. Uncle Lin finally calmed down. Then one day, out of the blue, he sent me a WeChat message. "Joe Yiran, I heard you're retaking the Gaokao too. We're in the same boat. Let's meet up and hang out." I sent a selfie I took on the beach. "I'm in Hainan right now. You're supposed to retake the Gaokao. Why aren't you home studying? Aren't you scared another year of study will go to waste?" I waited until night and didn't reply to him. He got so anxious he sent me a message every few minutes. "I'm already having such a terrible time, and you're still in the mood to have fun. Since we're both retaking the Gaokao, why the hell can't I go out? I even get yelled at by my dad every day. You better come back tomorrow." My dad said, "You have to study with me and keep me company." I posted a 9-photo WeChat moments post of the bonfire party. Lin Xuan commented immediately, "I'll kill you." I sneered. I've been asking around these days about some of Uncle Lin's past deeds. When he was young and lived in his hometown, he was jealous that his neighbor's sheep gave birth to lambs. So he climbed onto their roof at midnight and tore off all the tiles. When Lin Xuan was in elementary school, because Ernie from the east end of the village scored 2 points higher than Lin Xuan on a test, old Lin spread rumors about Ernie all over the village, making it sound super convincing, which made the little girl unable to keep going to school. She dropped out before graduation and went to work with her sister. Then the village got demolished for redevelopment. Uncle Lin bought this apartment in the city in less than half a year. He had already pissed off all the neighbors. One day he was jealous the upstairs neighbor bought nice fruit. He didn't want to spend money on it himself, so he threw garbage at their door at night. The next day he was jealous the neighbor across the hall got a new TV, so he painted on their door at midnight. Now after Lin Xuan hit his head and missed the Gaokao, Uncle Lin got jealous that I got to take the Gaokao. Lin Xuan inherited his dad's traits and was influenced by him growing up, so he's picked up 70 to 80% of that jealousy habit. So I post about eating, drinking, and having fun on moments every day, to fully stoke the jealousy of Uncle Lin and his son. Finally, after 3 days, I left the hotel to go to the water park and saw the two of them in the lobby. Uncle Lin was pushing a wheelchair. Lin Xuan was sitting on it. "Zhou Yiran, come back with us quietly. The Gaokao results are coming out soon. I want to see it with my own eyes." I turned to the aunties behind me and said, "Aunties, I probably can't take photos for you anymore. My old neighbor is going to kidnap me back home to donate a kidney to this cripple." When the aunties in the tour group heard that, they immediately blew up. "What? You can't leave, you take the best photos. We finally got a cute young guy like you here. I'd like to see who dares to kidnap you. Why should I donate a kidney to him? You're still so young, how are you gonna get a wife? What the hell do a bunch of old women know? Xiaoju is going to retake the college entrance exam. How would he have time to mess around outside? His parents aren't here with him? It's my responsibility to keep an eye on his studies." The moment the aunties heard that, "You said Xiaozhou was messing around. You meant he's hanging out with idiots? Who are you calling an idiot, huh?" Half of the 20-some pairs of hands had manicures, and they immediately swarmed Old Man Lin and his son by the time the security guards pulled the two of them out. Their clothes were already torn to shreds. Their faces were covered in bright red scratch marks that looked like talismans. The aunties sat on the ground, wailing, saying the father and son had lusted after their looks. Not only had they made lewd comments, they'd also groped them. In the end, Old Man Lin and his son slunk off in a taxi. I had a blast playing around until the day before. The score released, then I headed home. Well, technically, I went back to the presidential suite my aunt booked for me. The day we checked the scores, I was all alone. Because I knew I missed a day and a half of exams, so my scores were going to be terrible. My parents called to comfort me. I said even though I was a little disappointed, I'd already gotten my early admission offer. I'd also explained the reason for my bad scores to the university. After all, I had the police report and case filing notice to prove it. I screenshotted my score and posted it on my WeChat moments. A bunch of my friends commented to comfort me. Only Lin Xuan left a comment saying, "No worries, bro. I'll fight this battle with you next year." Then I posted a second moments update, showing off my early admission offer. My moments blew up immediately. "Holy shit, you Yang Shenyi. You really know how to mess with people's heads. Congrats. I thought top student Zhou was actually going to fail for real. Turns out you're on a whole other level." Lin Xuan started blowing up my phone with calls. When I didn't pick up, he spammed me on WeChat. "Zhou Yuran, you're messing with me. Your grades were always worse than mine. Why the hell did you get early admission? Did you bribe someone to pull strings for you? I'm going to report you. You better call me back, or you'll regret it." I ignored that barking dog. After I got my offer, I joined a tour group and went traveling again. I'm making the most of this homework-free summer break. I'm definitely going to visit all the beautiful sights across the country. I played and took photos the whole way, having the time of my life the entire trip. I knew Old Man Lin and his son had no money, no mood, and no way to go traveling. So I posted several times a day on Moments, to let the two of them enjoy the fun too. Old Man Lin and his son were absolutely thrilled. They shared one WeChat account and took turns sending me 60-second voice messages, mostly asking which university I got into. Like hell, I'd tell them. When I took the photo to post on Moments, I'd blurred out all the key information. If those two Lin family dogs found out, they'd definitely raise hell at my university. But I still underestimated the evil dog's sense of smell and the IQ buff they get from jealousy. They tracked down the courier who delivered my admission offer to me that day. They snatched his phone and found all the delivery records on the internal app. Even though the names and phone numbers were partially hidden, they quickly narrowed it down to my delivery slip. After they entered the tracking number online, they traced it back to my university, right when I was having fun on the Inner Mongolia grasslands. The university that admitted me early called me. They told me very seriously. Someone had reported me for cheating during a citywide high school final exam. They'd even submitted the old report slip they'd sent to the high school back then. I didn't even have to think to know who the reporter was. The university teacher said, even though my high school had provided my comprehensive competency file before my admission, and they trusted my character, but they had to give a formal response to this report, because the reporter threatened that if my early admission wasn't revoked, they'd go to the media about it. The university was in a tough spot. I told the teacher I'd provide evidence to resolve this issue. If the two Lin family dogs insist on fighting me to the end, then I have no choice but to make them get a taste of the vicious dog zone treatment. I asked a buddy of mine who works as a construction contractor to rent the apartment above Old Man Lin's place. He looks young, but he's been working in the real world for years. He pretended to be a young, rich second-generation heir, and also the CEO of his family's company. He brought different, beautiful women back to the apartment every day. In less than 2 days, Old Man Lin noticed him. He stopped him when he was going upstairs to chat, and found out my buddy was around the same age as his son, but was already financially independent. Not only did he not have to take the college entrance exam, he had a bunch of top university graduates working for him at his company. Old Man Lin started squinting at him, plotting. My buddy installed a bug in the upstairs apartment, so he could hear all the sounds from downstairs. Old Man Lin and his son's conversation came through loud and clear. He didn't get where he is on his own merit. What gives him the right to swagger around like that? If his dad wasn't so capable, he'd be just like me, working odd jobs right after college graduation, keeping a mistress on the side. That woman is a total gold digger. I want nothing to do with her, honestly. Son, you're not bad-looking yourself. First, hook up with that girl, and cuckold that rich second-generation jerk. The next day, Lin Xuan ran into the pretty girl from upstairs in the hallway. He used the excuse that he just finished the college entrance exam and wanted to ask the older sister some questions about college life, and successfully added her on WeChat. After that, the girl kept posting daily about what the rich second generation bought for her on WeChat Moments. At first, they were small items worth a few hundred yuan. Lin Xuan immediately got her similar gifts, but of a slightly higher quality. Later came gifts worth thousands of yuan. That put a lot of strain on Lin Xuan's budget, so he asked Old Man Lin for money. When Old Man Lin saw how much it cost to pursue the girl, he got really unhappy right away. He only gave Lin Xuan money once, and refused to give him any more after that. Next time, the girl posted about a cosmetic gift set worth thousands of yuan. Lin Xuan was completely out of cash, but he had already poured thousands of yuan into this by then. Though he hated the thought of giving up, he just couldn't afford to keep going. Then the girl casually mentioned to Lin Xuan during a chat that the rich second-generation guy was actually already married, and he was a total kept man. He was nothing without his wife's family's support. Lin Xuan immediately spotted an opportunity, so he discussed a plan with old man Lin. If we can win this girl over and get proof that the rich guy is cheating, we can blackmail him for a ton of money and make him never dare act smug around us again. Old man Lin was skeptical about the idea and only said he would think it over. Later, when he went downstairs to buy groceries, he accidentally bumped into the rich second-generation guy. Are you blind when you walk? Do you have any idea how much this shirt costs? You couldn't afford it even if you worked a whole year. Fucking loser. You've lived this long and you're worth less than one of my car wheels. What a waste of a life you've had. Old man Lin had never been humiliated like that before. Jealousy burned inside him like wildfire. He was so angry his face turned bright red and he was huffing. He went straight home and told Lin Xuan to go all out to seduce the pretty girl upstairs. They had to teach that rich kid a harsh lesson. He took out his savings book and told Lin Xuan to spend freely and try to get intimate with her within a week, then secretly install a hidden camera inside the girl's room to film solid evidence. With financial backup from his dad, Lin Xuan started splurging on gifts like crazy. He doubled whatever the rich second-generation guy gave her. The girl was over the moon about all the gifts. Their chats got more and more explicit and more provocative. Every time Lin Xuan thought he was about to win her over, the girl would start acting hot and cold again. It drove Lin Xuan absolutely crazy with impatience, but old man Lin's savings couldn't keep up with the spending. They were almost gone after just a few rounds of gift buying. But at this point, they couldn't just stop even if they wanted to. After all, they had already poured their entire life savings into this. If they didn't get their money back, old man Lin and his son would never accept it. So Lin Xuan started taking out online loans. Then the girl dropped a huge bombshell. That idiot husband of his has been on a business trip for 2 weeks. I really want to go on a vacation. When Lin Xuan saw the message, he was practically shaking with excitement. He offered to wait on her hand and foot, carry bags, and take photos. The girl hesitated for 2 days, and finally agreed to let Lin Xuan come with her, and sent him a travel itinerary. I can't stand staying in cheap regular hotels. I don't want to take small flights either. Plus, I want to buy a lot of stuff. This whole trip is going to cost a fortune. Maybe we shouldn't go after all. Lin Xuan couldn't let her cancel the trip. He immediately transferred 200,000 yuan to her and said he would cover all the remaining costs. He maxed out loans from every platform he could find, and the girl drained every last cent from him. The two came back after traveling for a week. Their relationship got a lot closer during the trip. But the girl was way more experienced than Lin Xuan. She even made Lin Xuan buy sanitary pads for her, but still wouldn't even let him hold her hand. After they got home, old man Lin found out what happened and chewed Lin Xuan out for over an hour. While he was still yelling at him, the girl sent a message saying the light in her room was broken and asked Lin Xuan to go upstairs and fix it for her. Lin Xuan was over the moon. Told you. Winning her over is a piece of cake. He grabbed condoms and the camera and headed upstairs. But not even 10 minutes after he got there, he came down looking all dejected. Uncle Lin glanced at his lower body. You got something wrong with you, kid. I'm fine. I really went up to fix the light. Uncle Lin was so furious he smashed pots and bowls all over the house. He cursed every one of Lin Xuan's ancestors for 18 generations. Luckily, the security camera was installed successfully. As long as we get solid proof of the rich second generation, we still have a shot at turning this whole thing around. But they waited for several days straight. And the rich second generation never showed up at all. The pretty lady didn't sleep in the room where Lin Xuan installed the camera either. They ended up seeing absolutely nothing. The two of them were already acting totally crazy. They didn't even care about reporting my college admission anymore. I took this chance to contact the teacher who was on vacation and asked her to pull out the exam files from that year and the exam room surveillance footage saved from the false report. Back then, for making the false report, Lin Xuan got a public disciplinary notice from the school. Of course, he didn't accept the punishment back then. He said I couldn't outperform him in exams, so I must have cheated. So a trivial thing like a public disciplinary notice was long forgotten by him. but there's still a record of it on the school's official website. I organized all the materials and sent them to the university. I got a call from the teacher very soon after. The false report issue was resolved, but I still asked the teacher for a favor. If the person who made the report asks about it, just tell him the case is still under investigation. The school will never admit students with bad moral conduct. Meanwhile, Lin Xuan and his dad were still staring at the camera feed. The rich second generation finally showed up. The father and son were over the moon with excitement. They watched the rich second generation and the pretty lady walk into the bedroom, take off their coats, flirt with each other, chat and laugh together. Then the lady took out a book on business elite masterclasses and started brainwashing the rich second generation with her lessons. If you want to succeed, first go crazy, stop overthinking, just charge forward. Success belongs to those who take action right away. A single hair can be sold for 60,000 Wen. Switch up your mindset and you'll make tons of money. Clap if you get what I'm saying. The Lin family father and son watched helplessly as the lady gave the rich second generation a 5-hour private success coaching class. Finally, the rich second generation held the lady's hand tightly and said excitedly, "Teacher, I get it now. I will change my family status through my own hard work and make everyone who called me a kept man kneel and apologize." Then the rich second generation left. Uncle Lin smacked Lin Xuan right across the face. "This is the hookup you were talking about. And you said there would be solid proof." Lin Xuan covered his face, looking totally confused. Uncle Lin slapped him several more times in a row. Lin Xuan suddenly yelled out loud, "Shit, we've been played!" Uncle Lin also realized what was going on. "Call the police. This is fraud." When the police arrived, they questioned both parties. The Lin family father and son jumped up and down yelling they were scammed, that this was a romance scam. But the lady showed all the chat logs she had. With Lin Xuan to the police, Lin Xuan was the one who sent the friend request first, and he was also the one who offered to send gifts. All the chat logs showed Lin Xuan was the one hitting on the lady. In the end, the lady broke down in tears. "I work as a teacher to pay off my debts. I thought I met my true love. I never thought he would call me a mistress and a scammer." In the end, the lady couldn't be charged with anything against Lin Xuan. The gifts the rich second generation gave her were given because he knew she didn't want to accept handouts, so he picked gifts that she could resell for cash. The lady had already sold all the gifts to pay off her debts. The 200,000 Wen Lin Xuan transferred to her. Before the trip was also spent by both of them during the trip. All the money and gifts he gave were deemed voluntary gifts. The Lin family father and son lost every last cent they put in, and even ended up owing hundreds of thousands in online loans. Lin Xuan and his father were also arrested for filming and peeping on other people's privacy and detained for several days. The lady moved away because she was too heartbroken. At the same time, the police caught the person who put laxatives in my food at the after-school dining spot back then. It turned out to be Uncle Lin's own father, the nearly 80-year-old old man Lin. Uncle Lin told his dad, "My grades are bad, but I can take the college entrance exam." But his grandson can't. Old man Lin got furious when he heard that and said right away he would get justice for his grandson. He snuck in when the dining hall server was gone, put on a work uniform and put drugs in my meal. Later, he took off the work uniform in a hidden spot and pretended to be an old onlooker watching the commotion. No one noticed him at all. The police checked several surveillance footage clips before they confirmed he was the culprit. Now the whole family is nicely locked up together in jail. Uncle Lin's father was released early because of his old age. As soon as he got out, he started asking around for my information. Later, he was in the greenbelt downstairs of my old rental apartment, listening to passing neighbors chat, saying that the kid on the 5th floor got recommended for college admission. His eyes rolled back on the spot, and he fainted. Wasn't found until the next day. He was already stone cold. By the time Lin Xuan got released, I'd already enrolled in college successfully. I posted on my WeChat moments. Looks like Lin Xuan was totally swamped with troubles. He didn't text me until the next day. "You actually dared to go to college." I knew he was just gonna bluff at most, because my rich buddy texted me saying debt collectors were blocking the Lin family's door every day. Their every move was under surveillance. They couldn't go anywhere. Soon the summer vacation ended. When Lin Xuan went to repeat his senior year, debt collectors blocked him at the school gate. They waited for him after school every day. Then one day, out of the blue, Lin Xuan texted me, "You set me up on purpose, didn't you?" "Why would I set you up? Can't you just go bury yourself in a cemetery?" After a while, Lin Xuan finally replied. My dad said, ever since you moved out, our family has been having bad luck. Now we owe this much money. If you didn't set us up, who else would it be? I thought he actually knew something. Turns out they just couldn't find anyone to blame for their own jealousy and stupidity. So they pinned it on me. I ignored that dumbass afterwards. The next day, my buddy texted me saying Old Man Lin and his son snuck away in the middle of the night. The debt collectors knocked on their door early in the morning. No one was home. No one knows if they ran off to avoid debts or went off to do something else, and told me to watch my back. I was so fucking hoping they'd come find me and deal with these two dumbasses once and for all. Sure enough, the next morning, the school bulletin board had a report accusing me of cheating on the college entrance exam posted on it. It quickly hit the front page of the school forum. Teachers and classmates all came to ask me what was going on. I smiled and said I'd already called the police. Lin Sen texted me, how about we come out and talk? At the snack street outside the school, I met the father and son there. They looked at me with the exact same mocking look. Like they were saying, got you, huh? I sat down, ordered some skewers, and started eating. Right when the two of them were about to lose their temper, I started speaking. Lin Xuan, look at all these students around you. Most of them probably don't have grades as good as yours, but they all took the college entrance exam and got into college. Do you know how awesome college life is? Do you know how pretty the senior girls here are? Old Man Lin, do you know how great these students' parents have it? Even though their kids' grades aren't as good as Lin Xuan's, their kids got into this college easily. They can brag about it to their relatives every single day. Plus, they don't have to wait on a senior year student prepping for the exam. They can sleep in every day until they wake up naturally. Especially single dads. They can date a different square dancing aunt every day. Old Man Lin's eyes quickly filled with bloodshot veins. I finished my skewers, brushed myself off, and left, leaving the Lin family father and son with red eyes, staring at the students and parents walking by. The next day, Lin Xuan tried to harass a girl but failed, and got beaten up by a few male college students. He hit a utility pole while running away, and passed out on the spot. He never woke up after being admitted to the hospital. He became a vegetable. Old Man Lin put up a banner at the school gate demanding compensation. When the police questioned him a few times, they found out he was an accomplice in planning the girl's harassment. Old Man Lin made a scene outside the school. We're gonna make such a fuss that none of these students dare to come to school. Why do they get to come here even though their grades are worse than my son's? And enjoy themselves? What the hell? I also waited on a senior year exam student for 3 years. And I have to do it for another whole year for nothing. If we're not gonna have a good life, none of you get to have a better life than me. Then Old Man Lin turned around and ran. Before the police even started chasing him, he was dragged under a passing muck truck. His shouting stopped abruptly. Evil always catches up to you. These two had already set their own fates long ago. My life finally became peaceful. I can finally devote myself fully to welcoming the college life that belongs to me